Hi guys, the book that I've selected today is Abuela, and it was written by Arthur Doris and illustrated by Alyssa Cleven. I really like this book because I enjoy the fun pictures and all of the different sayings that it says in Spanish. I think this book could be very helpful for children if they want to learn Spanish because it says phrases that are in Spanish, but then it justifies what it says in English. So I think this is a very good multicultural book for any child that may be like immigrating into the United States or anybody that's just looking to learn Spanish in a fun way. And this book was written in 1993, but there are newer versions of it that are available today. So let's get started. Abuela. Abuela takes me on the bus. We go all around the city. Abuela is my grandma. She is my mother's mother. Abuela means grandma in Spanish. Abuela speaks mostly Spanish because that's what the people spoke when she grew up, before she came to this country. Abuela and I are always going places. Today we're going to the park. El parque es lindo, says Abuela. I know what that means. I think the park is beautiful too. Tantos pajaros, Abuela says, as a flock of birds surround us. So many birds. They're picking up the bread we bought. What if they picked me up and carried me high above the park? What if I could fly? Abuela would wonder where I was, swooping like a bird. I'd call to her. Then she'd see me flying. Rosabla the bird. Rosabla e preco, she'd say. Then, Abuela, come Abuela. I'd say, si, quiero volar. Abuela would reply as she leaped into the sky with her skirt flapping in the wind. We would fly all over the city. Mira, Abuela would say, pointing. And I'd look as we soared over the parks and streets, dogs and people. We'd wave to the people waiting for the bus. Buenos dias, we'd say. Buenos dias. Good morning, they'd call up to us. We'd fly over factories and trains and glide close to the sea. Cerca del mar, we'd say. We almost touched the tops of the waves. Abuela's skirt would be a sail. She could race with the sailboats. I'd bet she'd win. We'd fly to where the ships are docked and watch people unload fruits from the land where Abuela grew up. Mangoes, bananas, papayas. Those are all Spanish words. So are rodeo, patio, and burro. Maybe we'd see a cousin of Abuela's hooking boxes of fruit to a crane. We saw her cousin Daniel once unloading and loading the ships. Out past the boats in the harbor, we'd see the Statue of Liberty. Me gusta, Abuela would say. Abuela really likes her. I do too. We would circle around Liberty's head and wave to the people visiting her. That would remind Abuela of when the first time she came to this country. Vamos al aeropuerto, she'd say. She'd take me to the airport where the plane that first brought her landed. Sucado, Abuela would tell me. We have to be careful as we went for a short ride. Then we could fly to Tio Pablo's and Tia Alyssa's store. Pablo is my uncle, my Tio, and Alyssa is my aunt, my Tia. They'd be surprised when we flew in, but they'd offer us a cool limonada. Flying is hard work. Pero quiero volar más, Abuela would say. She wants to fly more. I want to fly more too. We could fly to the las nubes, the clouds. One looks like a cat, un gato. One looks like a bear, un uso. One looks like a chair, un silla. Descansemos un momento, Abuela would say. She wants to rest a moment. She would rest in our chair, and Abuela would hold me in her arms, with the whole sky, our house, nuestra casa. We'd be as high as airplanes, balloons, and birds, and higher than the tall buildings downtown. But we'd fly there too, to look around. We could find the building where my father works. Hola, Papa, I'd say as we waved, and Abuela would do a flip for fun as we passed by the windows. Mira, I hear Abuela say. Look, she's telling me. I do look, and we are back in the park. We are walking by the lake. Abuela probably wants to go for a boat ride. Vamos a otra adventura, she says, as we go for another adventure. That's just one of the things I love about Abuela. She likes adventures. Abuela takes my hand. Vamos, she says. Let's go. I would use this book to instruct my students to just use phrases in English and compare them to the phrases in Spanish and show the similarities and how easy it is to go from English to Spanish and how those two languages are very similar to one another based off other languages and how hard those are compared to just going from English to Spanish. So I think this book would be very good for children to learn Spanish in an easy way because it says the phrases in Spanish and then it says what it's talking about after in English. So I definitely recommend this book and I hope you guys enjoyed.